welcome to another episode. It's automatically. That was the only Bluetooth. It's not on.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. The like button, share, and subscribe, and click the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post or go live. I'm La Hefa.
And I'm SmileyJizzle. What's good, y'all? It is starting to get a little bit warm. Some days is good. Some days.
King picture.
Some days is getting warm.
He like a troll.
Some days it's cold. I don't know. This is
yeah, because all
what we
week
like to refer to as bipolar weather.
All week it was like 70, and now next week it's gonna be chill. Well, this week coming up.
It was WrestleMania, yo. What happened? Did
Cam
run up there?
He said he showed up and security wouldn't let him in.
What?
That's what he said. So
he wanted to see what's his name. He wanted to come at him because he wanted his rematch. All right, so a few days ago, Cameron was on his show. It is what it is. And during the show, he had a wrestler on the broadcast by the name of Jey Uso, part of the phenomenal Samoan tag team, former tag team champions, the Uso brothers. And Jey Uso, he don't play, man. He was like, yo, man, I don't tolerate no disrespect. So Cam kept on running off at the mouth. And then Jey Uso
he was like, "You're not your father."
He went at him.
Or you're not better than your father or something.
Yeah, he attacked him. He had to get at him. He had to get active on him. So.
But obviously that was not real.
We don't know that.
It wasn't real.
People be saying wrestling is fake and stuff like that.
No, I'm saying it was just to set it up because he was trying to go to WrestleMania. That's what that was for. It was staged.
Is that what you believe?
That's what it was.
So she thinks wrestling is fake.
I didn't say. I'm saying the interaction, the encounter that was staged because he was going to WrestleMania. So that was like the introduction to him going there.
It looked like that was like active smoke. It looked like it just seemed like a lot of tension when they came in there. Like it was just, I'm trying to sell it, but we know it was some shystiness. But then we got a few things happen. I Show Speed was actually in the he was in the WrestleMania as well with some other wrestlers in there. I Show Speed is a YouTube influencer. So it was interesting to see him in here.
And somebody's pregnant. Some wrestler's pregnant. She came up there and announced her pregnancy.
A wrestler is pregnant by another wrestler?
I think so. I don't know her name. I just seen a clip and
Jey Uso messing with one of the divas, the wrestling divas. So I don't know.
And she like announced it in front of everybody, like she did a reveal, like poop, with her little wrestling suit on, and she had it open in the middle.
I don't know, man. I stopped watching wrestling a while ago, but they had this keeps coming up on my news feed. They had this African wrestler by the name of
Usu Dinga.
Obu, no, Oba Femi. He's from Nigeria. He's from
Lagos, yeah.
Nigeria, and he's massive. He had a fight with Brock Lesnar. So I don't know how that went. I seen Brock Lesnar, retiring and taking off his shoes, WrestleMania. I don't know if he won. I don't know if he lost. But a lot of speculation was like, Obafemi is ready. He can defeat Brock Lesnar. He will defeat Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? He may defeat Brock Lesnar. All these things. But wrestling is entertaining. I don't like to call wrestling fake. The wrestlers will come for you. And I don't need nobody trying to jump off the gutter, trying to clothesline you.
Or pull you across the desk.
They really do be attacking people though. Wrestlers are sensitive. Like they really do be. I mean, like this may have been, staged, but with Cameron, but the wrestlers do, they do. A fan might do something to them and they let them back, get their little fine or whatever, do they time to hold it, and because this is their job, so they don't mind getting a little smack on the wrist, having to pay a fine, but they fines don't be good, especially if they hurt a fan. Oh my god, they get suspended.
The fan
All
need
types
to
of stuff.
stop it. Cause why are you doing stuff?
Because that's how it is. They have wrestlers that they call heels, and when the heels come out, that's the villain. The heels come out, everybody hates them. But there's some wrestlers that they want to be heels. Like they come out as a heel. Like Ric Flair was one of the wrestlers that
I'm saying
came
the
out and he
fans
decided
shouldn't be putting
he
their
wanted
hands
to be a
on
villain.
they
Well, they I know they know it's not real, but sometimes you got kids there, they're throwing cups at the wrestlers and stuff like that, and they be throwing stuff at them. You know what I mean? And the wrestlers, they get
that's assault.
gum thrown at them and all types of stuff. Yeah, but they take it. They come to the ring every day, and that's what I'm saying. These dudes is like, these are like what you would call probably the best model workers, right? Because they come to work when you're sick. They come to work when you're injured. They
don't need to
get
be
paid.
sick. You coughing on people.
They get paid shit.
Too close to people.
All types of injuries. Still doing whatever they gotta do. They get concussions. They get all this shit, and they get shit back. And they might not get the best storyline, and they might not get to get a belt, a title fight, and their finisher may not win most of the time. And I mean, they might lose all of these matches and then have to change their name or recreate themselves, and then under that new name, they become this great showman, this great new wrestler. The Rock, one of the most charismatic wrestlers that we've had in a long time, he was Rocky Maivia, and everybody hated him. The Rock started off as a heel. Nobody liked him, including myself. I don't like him. Nobody picked The Rock in what game was that? Raw, whatever game it was. Nobody picked The Rock because The Rock was trash. Nobody really liked him. He didn't do the people's elbow.
He didn't do the rock bottom either.
He did the rock bottom, but he was trash. He was boring. So nobody really liked him. Then when he got charismatic, his moves seemed like he was smooth with it. You know what I mean? After that, then people was like, man, we like this guy. Who is this guy?
Do the eyebrow.
And then when he used to talk and say stuff, everybody would like it because he would say charismatic things. He was like, he brought all these
smell
catchphrases.
What the Rock is cooking.
he put he put the tuck in there. He
Remember
wasn't doing that in the beginning.
he made that song with Wyclef Jean.
Yeah, but that was years later after he created that persona. That's what I'm saying. He made it so big that everybody wanted to be a part of the rock phenomenon because prior to that it was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I like
You know what I mean? And then prior to Stone Cold Steve Austin, it was like, I don't know, Hulk Hogan or somebody like that. But I mean, there's always been people that people really like. They like the Generation X, that era. Certain people that were like people hated, they still wanted to see him because they knew how great this person was, and whatever, and getting the crowd on their side, and because they're a hero. Basically, they come out there to portray a superhero. They put on a costume, and sometimes people put a mask on, and they come out there and they do all this signature stuff. And when I do this move, this kills people almost. If I do this move, you know what I mean? But it really doesn't. You know what I mean? Everybody's selling it. You know what I mean? And making sure you don't
like the Stone Cold Stunner when you land on your head.
Yeah. Oh, some wrestlers used to get out of hand. They would do moves on other wrestlers, and they would get severe injuries, like because they wouldn't do it right, or they wouldn't tuck right, or what I mean, whatever. And there's a way that you're supposed to do it. If you're not strong enough to support their weight when you're doing this move, then you don't do it. Some people are too strong, didn't know their own strength, and hurt people. But
That's
when
why the kids will be doing it to other
yeah,
kids and fucking them up
the Undertaker
by mistake.
His I believe when he tombstone Bill Goldberg, he he gave him like a spinal injury, but he had to pretend that he was like done. But they knew he really had a real injury, but he had to lay there and sell the rest of the fight so he could pin him or whatever. But he was, he may have never walked again because of that. You know what I mean? And you're not supposed to do that. But he did it on purpose because he did something to him. And so he was like, all right, you wanna throw real punches? All right, watch this. And then when he got to do his tombstone, he messed his neck up. And they never forgave. They was mad at each other for a very long time. I don't know if they ever forgave each other for that, but they always talk about it, and everybody's got their own side of it. You know what I mean? But wrestling is really dangerous because these guys really fall on the mat. They really flip the guy over. They really slam the guy into this rope. They really throw the guy over the rope and he hits onto a chair. The chairs that they hit them with are real chairs. It's not no fake chair or something like that. They hit them with the chair, but they have to hold their body a certain type of way to absorb the impact and accept the impact. It's going to hurt. It's going to sting, but it's not going to break anything. And when you get that shock, fall on the ground, and if you can, get back up. If you can't get back up, then don't get back up.
They get stomped out.
Right, get stomped out. When they try to hit you with the stomach, you know what I mean? They're not really hitting you with the stomach with the chair. They're stopping, you know what I mean, at a certain point before the chair actually hits your stomach, but it just touches you. But they sell it with them stomping their foot. Um, and just the way that as soon as they touch you, you move automatically. So it looks like it was a solid impact with the chair to hit you in the gut. They're selling that part. But when they hit you on the back of the chair, everybody can see it. So they really hit you on the back of the chair. Sometimes the chair breaks in half or whatever. But they want to hit you as hard as they can with that chair because they want to make that sound. So they just got to hit you hard enough to make that sound, which is hard, but it's just hard enough. It's not like a dude that's 400 pounds is hitting you any harder than a dude that's 200 pounds. Like it's just to make that sound. So the bigger guys will have to withdraw some of their strength to just to sell the impact. But it's entertaining how they do it because you have to be in peak physical condition. Obviously, all the wrestlers are huge, big superhero, ex bodybuilder, ex football player. You know what I mean? Um, but they're generally the same, the same people all the time. But they still have to be in physical condition because a guy that's not doesn't have endurance can get hurt really badly trying to do some of the stuff that they be doing to each other. So it's interesting.
Well, Cam say he's still gonna be in Vegas. So what's up?
You don't want no smoke with that unless the dipset hand up
Whatever.
together. You need to wrap that up. But yeah, man. So in other news, outside of wrestling, wrestling is very interesting. As you can see in the image, uh, Mr. King
Harris.
Harris is has been detained. This is actually body cam footage of what happened.
Yeah, when they pulled him over.
Oh boy. Oh, so
he wouldn't get out the car. They
so-
only arrested him because he wouldn't get out the car.
Oh.
They didn't.
They would have arrested him if he got out the car too.
Well,
right?
that's what they're saying. They're saying you're not under arrest right now. He's telling him to get out the car, but he was refusing to get out. And then at a point, he was like, "All right, now you're under arrest because you're not following my orders." But initially, he pulled him over because he was speeding. Then he had a gun, and I think he had um, pharmaceuticals, street pharmaceuticals in the car. Um, so, and then Ti came. He tried to defuse it, but they did arrest him. But he's out now. He probably got to go to court or whatever.
You know what's bad about this kid is that he's privileged. You know, like I consider him a nepo baby. Everything came from mommy and daddy. Talking about he had to get it from the mud or whatever the hell he said. Some bullshit. Because only time we knew about this, I'm not gonna put on him, but only time we knew about him was when Ti, you know, introduced him, and I was like, oh, that's his kid.
Yeah, but they're saying because the sister said that too, that they used to be at the grandmother house because the mom and Ti was, was whatever. So the grandmother, they're basically alleging that the grandmother,
some rough shit at the grandmother house.
He's basically saying that the grandmother raised him and she didn't live in a house like how he did. She was a regular person. She wasn't. That's what he's saying. The sister said that she didn't say like they obviously they still was at the house too, but he spent majority of the time over there.
That's good. That's well and good. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with that either because that's your grandmother. Who cares? All I'm saying is that you still privileged, bro. You could get a car whenever, whatever type of car you want at any age. Your parents have money. Yeah, you live over here with your grandma, but who's giving your grandma money? Them, probably. So, yeah, you can hang out with the other kids or whatever, but you're the rich kid in the neighborhood. Like, that's what you are. Like,
she didn't live in the same neighborhood.
No, it don't matter. That's still, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter where they live. They still give them bread. They still look out for them. He still have the best of everything. There's no denying that. Even if he lived in a regular, if you live in a normal house, but he's Ti's son, do you think that matters? that T.I.'s son lives in a normal house while he lives. Okay, we live over here. You can always come to the mansion if you want to, but you choose to be at your grandma's house and get all your money over there, so you can give it to your friends. Is that what you want to do?
Well,
Give it to
I
your
don't
hood
see.
friend
Well,
by
I
your
watched the
friends?
show. I don't know if you watched it, but Ti is not the type to just give you money. Like it was, he was a kid. He's just now an adult, like in his early 20s or whatever. So when he was a kid, I
But
don't
I
think he
guess
was just
what he would
giving
need,
him
I guess,
money.
what he
For,
would need,
yeah,
I
he would
guess, or
take care
whatever
of
he
him,
would
but he
want.
had to earn stuff. Like if you got in trouble in school, you getting a whooping. You're not about to just
Yeah, but I'm
be
sure at his
spoiled or
grandmother's house, he
whatever.
had every system when it came out, all the video games that he went, right?
I don't know. I didn't. His grandmother was on the show, but she did. She made appearances on the show, but she didn't live there. I don't know how her house looked or whatever. He's saying she lived in a regular neighborhood, and
But
that's what.
you were equating the house they
I'm
live
not
in. You're not
equating
thinking
nothing. I'm
about.
just explaining to you what,
I
because you're
understand
saying
that
why
though.
did he say
I
that?
understand that though. So
And the
so what
sister
is that?
also said that
Yeah, but what is that
their
to me?
grandmother raised them. So we don't
Okay,
know. You're assuming that like, oh, they gave the grandmother money and all of that, and
absolutely,
but
absolutely. They gave
you
her
don't know
money.
that.
Why would they? I do know that.
There are
That
people that wouldn't give
there's no
their
way that they wouldn't. I don't even. I'm going out on a limb saying that there's no way that he wouldn't contribute to the well-being of his children, and he's filthy rich. Why wouldn't you? It doesn't make any sense. Even if they want to be with their
or
grandmother,
even
okay,
if
you
they
can stay
did, you
with your
don't know what
grandmother.
the amount
What y'all
is
want for Christmas?
that they were given.
I want this,
Like,
and
am
this.
I
Were
giving
you
you
good in school? Did you good?
200,000
Because
or
he's
just
strict.
enough for what you need to do? Like, we don't know that to really make an assumption because we're assuming like, yeah, they probably gave her something enough to
Nah,
take
this
care of
nigga, he's
herself.
spoiled brat.
But
He got spoiled brat all over. Like his attitude, the way he acts, getting in trouble. You know, it's not getting in trouble because you a
yeah,
violent
he is
kid.
a
It's
brat,
getting
but
in
he
trouble
would
because
whoop
you a
him and
brat
stuff.
because
He
you got
wasn't just
everything that you could ever want
the
and you don't
mom would
appreciate
be
shit.
like more lenient with stuff, but him and Ti would get into all the time when he would do stuff, and the mom would try to coddle him or whatever. But I don't think he would just give like you had to earn it. And now he said, yeah, he be asking him for money, but he's grown. But the other kids are self sufficient. They don't be. That's what Ti said. He is a brat, but I don't know. Like I'm saying, because we're assuming like, oh, because that's the mom. They were giving her 200,000 a month or whatever. She wouldn't have been
Maybe
living in that
maybe not
in
like
where she was
nothing
living if
crazy,
it.
but like there's
He would probably giving her enough if she
we'll
needed to
spare.
do.
What I mean more is we'll spare no expense. Not so much as like you're getting an allowance, but like whatever you need, let me know. So they're not. Yeah, they might live in the
So
hood
it might
and
be
whatever.
drastically different than if
Absolutely.
you where your parents live. Cause yeah, it's a mansion in your parents' house, and you go into the hood to go stay with your grandmother. So even though you have access to these resources for whatever reason, because they had issues with them, because this is what the daughter said too, that they would be like her mom, because that's Ti's not even her father, it's, Zanique, and she said that they would be so like her mom was so wrapped up in that relationship basically that she didn't really like she said she lived with the grandmother too or they're closer with their grandmother than they are with the mom because it was like just them two. They act like nobody else, you know they were working or whatever and financially they were okay, but they weren't being like the relationship wasn't where it should be because they were so in love and so like that it seemed like he was all that mattered at times or stuff like that. That's what that's what Zanique said, the older sister. And it could have been like that too because Ti is not her father. Like he was around, and but she does know her real father, and she, Ti is a he probably was throwing money around, but he probably wasn't, and he was there. She know who he is, but that ain't his kid. So there could have been like a transitional phase where it had to get to the point she calls him pops now. But I'm pretty sure it didn't start off. And Ti's a hood dude. This how niggas be like, I'm not taking care of no another nigga kid or whatever. Like that it could have started off that way. We don't know the transition of how it got to what it is now. So they could be valid in but even like how I said, if they were living with the grandmother and she a regular grandmother, she live in the hood or in a normal neighborhood or whatever, and they live in another zip code in a mansion, that is going to be different. It's going to look different regardless. And you're choosing to be over there, so there must be some issue. If you, like he said, he would be crying because he wanted to go to his grandmother's house or whatever. So why he want to be rather be over there so bad, and your parents got all this money? Like there's some type of disconnect of why you would rather be over there and lower, people would think a lower level of living or whatever, and instead of being with your parents in a mansion. Kids don't care about that when they little anyway. They don't even understand the concept of money. So he probably felt more loved and cared for at his grandmother's house. Because that's always the issue. Every time when parents have money, the kids always be like, "Oh, you weren't there," or whatever. And you know how women be with niggas. Like you be like, it be some women that they love their nigga, and the kids is like, they come second to them, and it shows that they come second. Like, yeah, that's your man and stuff, but it's like your kids matter too, and they should feel that way. So whatever the case, I can't say definitively, but there was some type of issue going on for him. Could you at least agree to that? Would rather be with the grandmother than at home with his parents, especially when your parents is rich and you live in a mansion and everything. And then Ti got like OCD and shit. He had a white room. Why the fuck? Because I remember on the show, you got a white room and you got all these fucking kids, and then if they mess up the white room or whatever, like and make a mess or whatever, then you ready to whoop them or something. Why the fuck you even got a white room in the house with all these kids? Or lock the door or something. Like, 'cause I remember somebody, I think Major, spilled something in there, or he was painting or something. Like it was, the room was all white, and it was like, it's like you dangling something in their face for them. Kids are gonna, what they gonna do? They gonna be wilding out. They gonna be wild. Little kids under a certain age, they gonna be getting into shit because they don't got nothing else to do. They just in the house, like, or they could go outside and play, but they not going nowhere. They going in the on the property or whatever. Like they not like going to the playground or whatever. They going outside and riding around in the yard because the yard is like acres and shit. So they're gonna get bored in the house, and then you like come in there like, oh, I'm about to whoop you. But the aunt, I think that's Ti's sister, she was like, nah, because she said that is dumb. Why you got a white room that nobody can go in or whatever? It's like I said, it's like you putting something there to make it an issue when you got little kids. They gonna be doing some shit, so that's just dumb. And then when they mess it up or make them, because he told, because they wasn't supposed to go in there. That's why. And then he went in there and made a mess, and then that's why. But
And he got beat.
no, I think the sister, because the sister was around too. Ti's sister, she's older, but she would help out with the kids and stuff. And she came and she was in the house, and she was like, she stopped it. She was, because she said that's dumb anyway that you got a room up that nobody can't go in.
He was gonna beat him.
Yeah, and he was gonna beat King one time. Well, he told him he was, because he was getting in trouble in school, or his grades was messing up or something in school, and he was like, because if you don't do this, if you don't bring that up, then I'm gonna whoop your ass, or you gonna something. He said,
big little brother.
And he was crying because the mom would spoil him. She would be trying to, and then they would get into it. He'd be like, "No, stop doing that. That's the problem now. They don't need to be like." When I tell him something, you need to. You don't need to step in and try to save him.
Yeah,
And she would be arguing with him about Zanique, because Zanique was in a singing group. that's her daughter, but he helped her. And when they was performing and stuff, like when they was still kind of young, they were teenagers, but they was younger. And he was like, you not wearing this, or she can't. Like he came on the set of the music video, and he was like, pick out what they, or tell them what they can't wear and stuff like not appropriate or whatever. She was like, "Come on, baby," she's so country. Like, come on, baby, like it's not because it was like he was like they're not wearing heels because it was they were sneakers, but they had like they have sneakers with like a wedge on it. They're sneakers with a wedge heel on it, and that's what they were. And they were like, no. And she was like, baby, it's not that bad. It's just a wedge. That don't even count. This is let them. Don't be doing that. And, but I guess they let them. They let them wear it. But yeah, it would be stuff like that. So they probably would be swearing to mom or trying to or whatever. But he would be trying to put his foot down. She was supposed to be there. He didn't want her to work. That was the agreement when they got together. He was working and she was supposed to be a stay at home wife. But then at some point, years later, after they had the kids and stuff, then she wanted to go back to work. And that was when they had kind of separated or something because he didn't. He was like, "This is the agreement that we made," and she was like, "I know, but I want to work now. Like I feel differently now. Like we done had kids and stuff, and I wanna. I had this opportunity because that was when they were trying to go on tour with what's the group with Escape, and she wanted to start working again. And he was like, no. Then that was when it came out he was cheating and all this. Like, I don't know. But they had an open relationship, so they would be bringing women in there for both of them. What you got?
Yeah, King is just a spoiled brat. He need to grow up. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's no reason for this privileged kid to be behaving like that. Now, motherfuckers that don't got nothing, yeah, I know they gonna act a certain type of way. But this nigga, like,
What you say?
I said this privileged dude right here, like, he just shitting his life away. Like, there's no reason for it.
It's not. Unless I mean he shouldn't be doing that, but he ain't having no real charge unless he like catch a body or he out here trapping or something. He just gonna get out and he don't work no regular job, so there's no incentive to like if this is happening and you work at a regular job, then it'll be hard for you to get hired. But you're a celebrity, so it's not really affecting him unless you do something real crazy. Like he gonna have to go to court, probably pay a fine. The father probably gonna pay it or the mom, and then
Facts.
he gonna do something else stupid.
Facts, pet T.
He is gonna do what he wanna do. That's what I'm saying. I don't think, but he's not no criminal like that. So it would be messing up your life if you were doing some stuff that's really gonna get you years in prison or whatever. But you don't have to do that because he just be doing stupid shit,
But he
high
got a
shit,
child,
or
that's what
whatever.
I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he do got a child, but he should have never had no kid in the first place because he retarded.
Ah,
Sorry for that word.
can't spit out.
Sorry. Let me see. Like, But his son's cute. But he wasn't ready. He shouldn't have had one now. He's not mature enough. He still acts like a kid himself. So that was he should and I don't know what is even going on with that girl because Ti was insinuating that his girlfriend was only around for the come up,
Mhm.
and that may be possible because she looks a bit out of his league.
Well, he in her league now. They got a kid together.
Yeah, and she getting
They
paid.
made a Pokemon.
No, you didn't. And shout out to Major.
Magikarp.
We don't hear much about him. He's the most. He's the he's the studious one. He's the intellectual of the kids. But he's 17 now. He went to prom today. He looked cute. Him and his date Major. And King talk about
He don't look like a Magikarp.
what?
That's a Pokemon.
Oh, I never heard of that one. No, he looks decent. He no, he looks cute. He got older and he got a little curly fro, but it's like shaped up and stuff. He look cute. He a cute little boy. He's 17. I remember when he was little because all the kids was on when they had their reality show, and some of the kids didn't even live there, but like because Ti has kids before he got with Tiny. He has a daughter and two sons, and Tiny has a daughter that's she already had. So they would come over there to film. Damani and Messiah. That's like the Jimi Hendrix type. That's Messiah.
Mhm.
Though they have the same mother, someone else, and then he has a daughter named Deja, and that's by a different woman. And then King, Major, and Eris, that's the youngest daughter, are theirs together. And Zanique is Tiny's daughter. But they kids always be, and I mean, this is King, but Zanique, remember, I don't know if y'all heard, a few years back, Zanique got arrested with a gun at the airport.
Mm.
This was after he had got caught with all them guns. Like it was after that had passed or whatever. But it's like, and you would say, why she walk around? But it's Ti at the end of the day. Even though they got money, it's still Ti. Remember, he got arrested with all them pum pums, all that machinery that you don't need. What is you trying to do? Like, I mean, I'm not even gonna. I would probably. Well, I ain't gonna. Never mind. But people have vices and stuff. Like people like stuff like that. That doesn't mean
Yeah,
that you
sometimes
planning
you
on.
want a variety. You want to try different types of shots. You want to try different types of calibers. Sometimes you want to try um, to see which ones are the best. You want to find the best projectiles. So you have a variety, and then you shop around because this one might, um, the rounds might not get jammed as much in this one ever. You know what I mean? Or the reload on this is a little bit better. Or and unfortunately, you don't always have a gun that has everything in it unless you customize, which you can do that too. But why not just get you this type of gun, this type of pew pew, this type of pew pew, right? So you got a whole bunch of different
Well,
ones.
because he wasn't supposed to have it because he is a felon. That's one.
Well,
And
that's
then
what I'm
some of
saying.
the stuff
That's a
probably
problem.
wasn't even legal to begin with. Some of the stuff he had because he had a bunch of stuff. So, but I said to say we're talking about King. Like, look at who his father is. Even though he financially gave him a different life, but like his father went to prison a few times. He done been in the streets. he tried to get them to not do that, and give them a different life. But
Right.
the way he talk and act and stuff is still, he got that in him. So that could have been something that's picked up on as well, even if you, because you still, we know that's where you from, and he
Right.
brought them back to show them where he used to live and stuff. For there was an episode like, and it's not like he switched up and started acting different. He just getting money and making business moves, but he's still Ti, the person who he was before he had
But
that
he's
money.
a very intelligent individual, so I figure him as a father would be somebody instilling education into his offspring
Yeah, he
instead of
tried
just
to tell him
fucking
to not be like
being
that.
Ti the rapper.
But you see, this is, I'm just looking at things that's happening. It wasn't just King. What did she do? You would say, well, why she have one? But there's no crime happening. I mean, she probably forgot that it was on her when she went to the airport or something. I don't know. But
He probably encourages his children to protect themselves.
yeah, and that
in
could be,
dangerous society.
and that, so, because King had one on him too.
I see videos where they have this like 9-year-old girl. She like going through this obstacle course where she shoots different targets and moving pop up targets and reloads and change into another firearm that's
Yeah, I
inside of a
want my
crate.
kids to know how to do it, but they ain't gonna be going to school
You
with it
remember
on.
in Halloween, the new Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis came back and she was showing how she had her daughter. She was training her daughter for when they captured Michael Myers before they locked him into the cellar, right? Like that. She really got this girl doing stuff like that, jumping over stuff, running
Yeah, I
through.
see in the video there are other people that be having their kids that be doing it and they show them how to do it and they be giving commands. They be like reload, whatever. Do like they be telling them stuff or whatever, and they be quick and they do. I
So you
want my
kind of
kids to
saying
be.
this Ti for?
I'm not saying that it's his fault. I'm saying when you eat, just don't think that just because you have money now that that's gonna change who you are, and your kids might see who you are, and that may be something that rubs off on them,
But that's
even
what
if
I'm
you
saying. I
try
think that's
to.
a cop out because we've already identified that the other kids aren't fuck ups.
Well, also their ages apart. So maybe he changed throughout the time as you have different kids because different kids do begin different experience depending on how far apart they are. You get a different version of that parent because maybe they learn things and they're doing different things than they did before. Major is young; he only 17. He probably didn't see certain stuff that the other kids were exposed to. Maybe he wasn't even around they had when he went to prison or whatever. So that probably not even something that he experienced or he was too young to remember. And now Iris, she's little. I don't know how old she is, but she's under 10 or at least 10 or something like that. So he's a whole different. He put all that behind him. He ain't been in trouble in years. The other kids probably went to visit him, could have been around when he got arrested before that we don't know about. You don't know, like if he was doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like that could have played a role in it because kids do be having different experiences with the same parents. If they, because you should grow, you should be a better version once you get a certain age or as you grow, as you go through different experiences. Because you have children, you want to be better, and I believe that he does. I believe that he's changed throughout those years. And then kids have different personalities too. You also have to put that into account. Like Major was always different. Like he wasn't. The other kids were more rap. They you would think that they did grow up in the hood because of the way that they talk and stuff. They don't act like kids that lived in a mansion where you had to drive miles away to get to the next house. Like they don't act like that. That's Major, the only one that you see that he lives somewhere else. The way they talk and stuff, they talk like they from the hood. Like even though they lived in that house or whatever. So even how Major talk. That's not, he ain't making his voice sound like that. That's how he talk. He don't be like, so you had to be exposed to that from somewhere. T.I. has friends that come over and stuff. That's whatever, that's friends that he already had, because some people would be on the show. Like, so, ain't, if you still exposed to that part of the culture, then
I mean, I could respect that because I mean, I guess that's just you just become a product of your environment. But I still say he's ungrateful because he had the best of everything. I think he had the best of everything. I don't think that they spared any expense because they had it and spare kids, and he took care of all of his kids, right? He wasn't a deadbeat father.
yeah, he was there.
They wanted to be
I
with their
don't think
grandmother.
King is saying that or whatever. They just had a argument
No, I
like
know
people do. But
whenever they try to dismiss the fact that he is, an ungrateful brat, they say, "Oh, but he was still a rich kid, but he didn't have to live with his grandma. He was with his grandma because his grandma probably let him do whatever he wanted. That's why, because there wasn't a lot of structure. She was just happy to spoil her grandkids like most grandparents do. So that was what he got from that. But spare no expense, meaning whatever he needed, he would get. And of course, whoever's mom that is, they're gonna take care of their mother. So their mother is always gonna be fed with enough money to get these kids whatever they want. So grandma's house, wherever the fuck it is Disneyland. That's not like, what I mean? Nothing is like being at grandma's house. It don't matter whether you're in a mansion or a castle or whatever. But being at grandma's house and you rich, it's got to be a different experience. I gotta assume that. I have to, because she still was in a house, and again, and I'm only going back to like he really lived a more of a privileged life than people probably portray. They wasn't in an apartment, like and it's like the circumstances, like it's not really like, yo, they in a damn uh a hut and they
it
gotta use
wasn't
the
like
bathroom
that. But I'm
outside
saying
and
why he behaves the way that he, because if you were
because you
in that
spoiled.
environment most of the time, whether you chose to be there or whatever,
But I
you're
think you
around
spoiled
other
though.
kids that's in that environment. They're behaving a certain way, and so a lot of people are his followers, or you just absorb that because this is where you're spending the majority of your time. That's gonna have the biggest influence. So if you going outside and playing with the kids and y'all stealing from the store just for fun, I don't know if he did that, but kids do
Do he
stuff like
got
that.
friends?
I'm sure. I'm talking about growing up because we're saying
Did he
why is
have
he
friends?
act like he? I don't know. They didn't show him at his grandmother's house when they filmed. They only filmed at the families at Ti's house. But the other kids they didn't live there. They would come over there, like the ones that's only his. They came over there. They came there to film. They didn't live there. They had, other mothers, so they lived with their mom. But they come to the show whatever days that they filmed on. And King, but that's what he was saying. He would cry because he wanted to go to his grandmother's house, and that's where he was always at. So I'm saying if you was over there a majority of the time, then you probably picked up bad habits because you were being around the wrong crowd and stuff, and that was where you were spending the majority of your time at.
Right, and I won't disagree there. I'm not disagreeing
So
with
that's
that.
why he act the way that he do.
But I also feel like he's a spoiled brat. I think that has a big part to do with why he acts the way he do. Because there's still a lot of kids that live out in the hood that are not spoiled brats. Though. They're like they just act the way that they act, but they don't have or didn't have the amenities that he may have had, and just kids are going to try to use a kid that they know. Oh, you Ti son, like it's you know who he is. Oh, your father got this. Oh, could you get an autograph? You know what I mean? And feeding off of that. Or his father gets arrested and they say that he snitched or something like that. Oh, your father's a rat. So then you got to deal with the scrutiny of that in society. But even still, he might be getting a lot of other things, like you know what I mean, and other kids might be envious of it or something like that. But that's what I'm saying. I still feel like he probably was spoiled because he got like a spoiled attitude. But yeah, he could have grown up in an environment with a
He
lot of.
was, but I told you the mom would be trying to, and the Ti would be like, no, you need to stop doing that because so she would like baby him. Ti would put his foot down, but she would be going against what you would say sometimes.
Um, see what happens next with this guy.
Stay out of trouble, King, man. You got a little boy to look after. And if
That
you
and that is his son.
he looks just like him. Just like him. Got a little boy to look after. And if you die, then your son will be a bastard. That's the song by Jordan. I got a little boy to look after. So that means I guess he was trying to turn his life. But seriously, because with stuff you doing, you can't. He's saying he was scared to get out the car because he didn't know what they was gonna do. But shit, if they was gonna do something, they could have did it when you was in the car if they wanted to. So, cause that was the mindset. Why you ain't just get out the car?
Right.
He was like, cause they didn't have. What was they telling me to get out the car for? I got. They seen the gun. I said, here, take it. Get it together, boy. So we have David.
Mm-hmm.
They arrested David. He is there, but they're holding him without bail. They arrested him on Thursday or Friday, but the DA won't press charges. So they can only detain you for 72 hours, and that's business hours. So, or what did they say, or 48? I think it was 48 hours. Yeah. So that'll be by the end of day Monday, probably. They have until then for the DA. The DA has to review it, but they never gave them permission. So if the DA don't press the charges, then they have to release him.
Do you think he did it?
Yeah, I think he did it, but but it's circumstantial evidence, and that's why the DA won't press the charges because they don't have.
What did they say?
Because there was there was too
too
many people that had access. Like he had friends that were living in an apartment or a house, whatever, Airbnb, something. He had two different properties, and there was people going in and out. There are other people that had access to the car. There's no video footage. There's no witness account. So you don't. Anybody really could have been a part of it or did that. That's how they're looking at it. They have to get evidence. But I don't know. They sometimes they do arrest people with circumstances. It's up to the DA for them. They do it, but they have to be able to prove it. So the DA is not going to run the risk. That costs money to have a task force investigator. Well, they already have them doing that or whatever. But they don't want to run the risk because if they take it to trial, say they do charge, and they take it to trial, and they don't have nothing to stick, and then he gets off for it because they say you didn't have enough, but they already went to trial. Now that nigga good. Unless they find new evidence, then they can't try him for that shit no more. So you gotta be careful. And then it's like it looks stupid because the music that he made and stuff, you would think like, why would somebody do that? Like you basically telling on yourself. But
Right.
that's a
But that
you
could
would
be
that
a
would
way
be
that somebody could copycat that shit too. Somebody could, oh, you know, this is what he said in the song. Let me set this up exactly how he said in the song.
yeah, and you would think that would be too obvious. Nobody's gonna be dumb enough to make a song about it and really do that shit.
But they do it all the time.
Now, what did you do?
These artists often make music incriminating themselves for crimes that they didn't commit or maybe previously committed already, and then say that they don't like when people snitch. It's a little is counterintuitive the right word? I'm not gonna say all that. It's just
Sitting in the chair. It sounded like she knocked something over. I heard something. I feel bad for that girl. I hope that they get justice. Prayers go out to her family and friends, and it's just a shame. And if he's not the one that did, I hope they get the right person. Because at the end of the day, we don't know. So, like we could think whatever we want, but we weren't there. There's no video footage, no eyewitness.
the perfect crime.
Is it?
Right?
If he don't get away with it, doesn't it?
Yeah, perfect crime. Going good.
Do you think she really did that herself? She did that. You know, there was this lady too that they tried to accuse her of lying because she said she was kidnapped and raped or something, and since she came and then but they brought her back, like so they were like she was lying. They didn't believe her story, but it really happened to her. They ended up afterwards, like years later. He did it to someone else. That's what happened. He was doing. There were other women that he did that to across in different states. Like he was going around doing that to them, kidnapping them and raping them or going in the house raping whatever. I think he was just raping them, but he kidnapped her. I don't know. But it was the same MO. Like he tied them up with this and he did whatever. It was the same. So somebody ended up investigating it, like a new detective they put a different detective on it, and they started connecting the dots, and he was like, oh. And then it was like, oh, let me call this county because it's the same thing or whatever. So they got that information, and then it was like, oh, it's the same person. But they had tried, they basically gave up because they thought she was lying. So they stopped investigating, and everybody thought she was making it up. But it really happened. Because they was like, why would he bring you back? That doesn't make no sense. Hmm? Yeah, he got what he wanted. Like, all right. And he knew because he had her doing stuff too. She would like he would be. I think he was like putting messages in the paper or doing something like I don't know. It was he just I don't know. But it sounded crazy. They thought that she was lying, but I don't know. And that's crazy too because something really happened to you, and then you report it, and then they don't do nothing, and now you gotta live the rest of your life in fear or until they find the person. or they give them 2 years or something, and then they can get out and go live their life, and problem is not really solved for you or society because they might do the shit again to somebody else, or they might come looking for you because you told. So it's like you don't know what these people be going through in their head. It's messed up when it's something like that really happened. You know, because these idiots be sitting up here lying, making stuff up. Y'all gotta stop doing that. Don't be getting mad because the dude don't want you no more or whatever. Like you lie on him so he don't like. You can't be messing with people's life like that. Like that's crazy. And when they find out that somebody is lying about that, they should go to jail. Whatever sentence that person would have got, if they were convicted that you accused them, then that's what time you need to get when they find out that you made it up because that's not right. But they can't do nothing. They could take it to civil court and sue them for money, but there's nothing that I think they need to go to jail to learn your lesson. Stop lying on people because you ain't your feelings. Somebody really do that shit, that's what you get. Then that's the only time I say that. Cause why the fuck you lying about the shit? You must have wanted that to happen. That you want to make up stories. But that that lady, what's her name? Ashley Janae or something.
Mm.
Is that her?
Yeah, that's her name. In Africa.
Yeah.
It's another perfect crime.
She went to with her. Was it her husband or her boyfriend?
Her fiance.
Her fiance. She was African American. He was Caucasian, and they went to Tanzania on vacation. And she was found um, unalived with a rope inside of the hotel in the air, I guess, from something. I can't say the word. Probably can't say that. But yeah, I'm sure you guys have heard about this by now. What are your thoughts on that? They're saying that it was she took her own life, but a lot of people believe that um, her fiance was the one that did it, and now he is being viewed as a suspect. At first, they were saying that that she did it, but now they're looking into him.
That's a crazy situation.
You know, it's crazy. Everybody's saying that he did that, and we don't even know. What if he didn't do it? That's why people should just not. I mean, I be saying that too. Like, I do be saying some people did stuff. Cause some people you could just tell that they that type of person. Like, it's like you look like you would do, or the way you act. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody said you did something like that. But these people, I don't know them. And then a lot of people are upset because she is with a Caucasian man and she's African American and she said things. They're saying that she said things about the black community, about black men. I don't know negative things. I don't know her. I never heard of her. She's a social media influencer, or she was. She's not nothing now. She don't. But that's so. A lot of people, a lot of black people are, they doing what they did with Kevin Samuels. They're like, that's what she did, or whatever, which is messed up. Like, I don't think you should. If somebody pass away, like. But even if they wasn't saying it about you specifically, or like she said, all black men or whatever. I don't know what she said. People are saying that there were tweets, but she had deleted them in the past or whatever, the bad ones, because somebody on a podcast, one of their found her tweets, they're like, this is what she said, and she was speaking about someone specific.
But
She
then,
wasn't.
but then there's so many. It's so many like loopholes in it because of that. What you just said. her attitude towards a particular race, and then she goes to Africa, of all places. You know what I mean?
And that's what people were saying, because it was like she ended up with a white man, but she had black friends. There's black people in the industry that, like, Joe Budden said he was cool with her, or he called her his friend or whatever. But Joe Budden's is a little nutty too, so I wouldn't put too much stock in that or whatever. I mean, Joe Budden's is cool or whatever for what he does or whatever, but he does have, he got issues. I said that before or whatever. But I don't know. There are other people that, she's a black woman, so she does have black people in her life. She doesn't just, because they're making it seem like, oh, she doesn't like black people, but she's black. But then people that have been following her are saying she has she don't just be around white people all the time, and she doesn't hate black people. She's black. Her community of people, there's people that fuck with her that's black and don't have no, you know, hate towards her, or there's black people that love her and stuff or whatever. So, you know, but regardless, whatever she said, they was just, that's not, you shouldn't be like, oh, that's what she did, because, or you should not have less sympathy because she said that she lost her life. She still didn't deserve that, regardless of whatever she said. Because there was even Willie was like, he was like, did she deserve that? No, he was like, but I don't feel, I have a less amount of sympathy because of the things that she has said about black men. But that's contradiction, because you're saying she don't deserve it, like, but then you don't care because she said that. So that kind of is saying that you feel that.
I mean,
And some people literally said, just like when Kevin Samuels passed away, like, he was
you can
rude. The
have an
stuff that he
indifference, but you
said,
don't have to be disrespectful with that.
yeah, that's the stuff that the way that he said it, he would be rude. He would be talking shit. But a lot of the stuff that he said was true. And even if I didn't like what he said, I'm not gonna be like. There were people laughing after he passed away, and it's like, y'all are evil. Like,
That's the same way they feel about Charlie Kirk. The difference is like
yeah, even with that, I was like,
how
that's not.
how you how you address your demographic. Are you shaming them, insulting them, educating them, right? What are you doing? Because when you talk to all these people and you're saying something, like the difference with like Kevin Samuels is he was saying like stuff that was facts, but people didn't like the tone, and that's what they'll argue about Kirk. The difference is he was saying things to improve. He wasn't saying get rid of this whole group of people, like, or put them back to this, or segregate them, or enslave them, or nothing like that. He was just saying women should try to go to the gym. Women should be more feminine. Women should be more friendly. And a lot of the women that came up there wasn't friendly. A lot of them wasn't fit. And a lot of them wasn't feminine. So he used to
And
go back and forth with them.
that's what another somebody said. He only bring, most of the time, the women that come up there, it might be one up there that's not, but you purposely go seeking out these type of women, these people that are bottle girls, or they got an OnlyFans page or whatever. That's mostly the people that come up there, so you know they're gonna behave a certain way. So you're spinning the narrative, because those are only 90% of the women that come on your show, to make it look like all women behave that way, when you're picking a select demographic and bringing them on the show that you know gonna behave that way, or you're assuming you're gonna get this type of behavior for content. And it's not true. That's not all women. But that's it's giving that impression because that every time somebody come up there, then you get a moment where you want to Frank Castle them and all that. But if you brought different women up there, more from different walks of life that lived, that had different professions and stuff like that, that typically wouldn't behave that way, then you would get a different outcome. But you always looking for the ratchet, so you're gonna get ratchet behavior. That's not an accident that that happens.
But I don't think they all
Most of them, I didn't say all. There might be
looking
one up there
for
out of the group that is
looking
know how to
for
behave.
women that are a particular group of women, because everybody goes to different podcasts. Like
I'm
the
talking
young,
about fresh and fit. I was saying.
right. I get that, but what I'm saying is, if you want more of a high class intellectual group, and you go to a high class intellectual setting, we're talking about relationship dynamics. Then you go to the women that have multiple relationships. The women that you're getting on these other shows will probably be married women or probably be very powerful women. Maybe some of them have a little bit more confidence in a debating platform than some of the women that they're bringing up there. But they're just getting women that's willing to come on their platform. That's the only reason. These women are eager to come up there because they want the notoriety. If it's a woman that is about something and she would come up there, they've given some of these women the opportunity to come up there, and they've come up there and they folded, or they got upset and they started saying disrespectful shit. So then they got kicked off the show or whatever. But it proved a point. Like, yeah, you finding, let's just say they finding 304s, and those are the only ones that they pulling up on the show. They don't necessarily have to just get them to get the same material or the same footage.
But that's what they're doing, so you wouldn't know. Because
But I see it
90%
on different. But that's
of the
why I said
women
I see it on different podcasts.
that be up, but those are the same type of girls, though.
Mm-mm. That's what I
Because
said.
it don't be all
I
of
see
the
it on
women.
different
It'll be
podcasts
like
because
I
if
do
you want
too.
a more intellectual group, like I said, you go to a more intellectual setting,
That's what I'm
the
saying.
like Piers Morgan or like the Young Turks or like um, NBC or something like that, where it's going to be like a major broadcast, and you'll get people up there that sometimes people will get in heated debates, but you listen to the decorum of that conversation versus the decorum of the conversation that you're having in other platforms. Those people would never be on those platforms. But I seen people on Piers Morgan explode and fucking say a whole bunch of crazy shit. I seen people on NBC fucking flip out. You know what I mean? Like, people are, just, I mean, people are emotional human beings. Everybody is. But when I see how certain people react to certain subjects and how they, I mean, this happens all the time on political stations when they're talking about Trump and stuff like that. People don't care what they say, especially like yo, you on national television. Why you like? I mean, yeah, you might not like him, but is there like a professional place that you could have that conversation where it wouldn't sound so crazy, on that platform? But as I'm saying, it happens on all of them. But I noticed that on those particular shows because they're only attracting the crowd that they're going to get because they're getting people just so they can be seen. It's not people just really trying to speak their view. The people that speak their view, they go on the bigger platforms. And there's another show that's similar to Fresh and Fit, but it's a little bit more organized. But they do have women. They have most of the women that they have up there. They're like supposed to be rich, but um, they're like only OF models, whatever. But they always talk the same shit. The same shit that they talk about when they go on Fresh and Fit and all that other shit.
I mean, the ghetto people can go on any show, but I think you should do because, like you said, if they go on just because they got on Pierce Morgan, that doesn't mean it's the person that went up there. That's the type of person that they are. Just like that lady Jasmine Crockett, she's ratchet and she's a political figure or whatever. So that some people just I don't know how she whatever,
My point.
but yeah, but you can. That's how she act. That don't mean they could have found another woman that wouldn't behave that way. There are other women that don't. That's what I'm saying. That's who ended up there.
Like they always say they want things to be equal, but they give certain people the opportunity for the equality, and then when bad things happen, people don't want to like wait and see what happens. People just want to they want to fix, they want the instant gratification. So we got to deal with Miss Crockett because that's what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted the equal thing, give her a chance. She can't break what's already been broken. She got to fix somebody else's mistake, all that yada yada nonsense. Same shit they were saying about Obama. You know, they say the same shit. So it's like, but yeah, she's ignorant. But that's what they wanted. They wanted her. So they got her.
Euphoria is back on.
The first episode?
No, it came on the 14th. Yeah, I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah, that was a pretty good show.
It took a long time.
She's a mule? Oh my god.
Don't tell.
Oh my god. Spoiler alert. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, but I didn't. I told you I didn't watch it. I just thought about it today. I was like, don't this come back on? And I seen it up there on Cody Bay. I tried to play it, it wouldn't play. They make me sick. There's a good casting call for Dexter Resurrection.
Hmm.
So I'm scrolling on the Insta of the gram, and then this is what I see. Gonna audition for Dexter.
I would, man. That's a great opportunity. Dexter.
I didn't know that they had another show coming.
I might be one of the victims.
Somebody said, "OMG, if this is real, that would be so fun." What you say you be one of the unalivers?
No, the victim.
Oh,
On
I
his
know,
table.
right? Yeah, because you're an unaliver. That's
Oh
why
yeah.
he does it.
Oh yeah, yeah, true.
I've been with you since episode 1. Yes, please. People is happy. I've been with Dexter 100 benefiting since the franchise started. Oh my God, please pick us. She tagged somebody else. I applied.
Everybody just applying on there?
Those are comments, but you gotta click on the link and then fill in your information. My information already there because I had applied to something else that was up there. So when I click, it's already. I just will have to submit it because it's already my name and everything is already in there. But you probably gotta go somewhere. Where is this? Where do they film at? In LA or something? Florida? I'll do horribly disgusting things to be in this shit. Why would you? Why?
It could change your life.
Yeah. I can change your life if you let me.
Because it's not a guarantee that, that it's it'll be a good show or whatever, but you don't know if you'll get called back for another opportunity. And I don't know, do you get royalties for being an extra?
What happened?
I'm saying, you're an extra, do you get royalties?
You get royalties for an extra? It ain't gonna be that much. If you
Probably
ain't say nothing.
probably don't get shit.
Good night. They you
Oh
probably
yeah,
don't.
Gorilla
You just,
Lemonade got mad flavors now. You know that?
I only had that one time.
I
It
put
don't
a
taste
few in the
that good to
freezer.
me. I seen it.
They was talking about coming out with some new flavors. I was like, oh, what's up? New flavors. Spider-Man: A New Day coming out. That's gonna be fire.
When is that coming?
I don't know. Let me see. When is Spider-Man: A New Day comes out on a brand new day? July 31st. If no delay, everything comes out right when it's supposed to come out.
Hot buttered lobster.
July 31st. So July 31st, man, we get to see the greatest story of all time. This is like, it's gonna be so many villains in this one. They said this one's gonna be probably one of the greatest ones.
I like Spider-Man. I'll be tuning in.
Which one's your favorite Spider-Man? Do you have a favorite?
The first one.
Tobey Maguire? You're a Tobey Maguire fan?
I like
I
that
am
one the
too. Tobey
best.
Maguire's the greatest.
But they all were good. I like the cartoon. What was that? The Amazing Spider-Man.
No.
What was the cartoon?
The one you talking about on Fox Kids?
No, the movie that.
Oh, the movie one. Oh yeah, my bad. That was the Amazing Spider-Man.
I never watched the TV show.
That was Andrew Garfield. And then this one is Tom Holland. Tom Holland.
And that's the one with Zendaya.
Yeah.
Zendaya. Was Tom's girl actually.
Man. Yeah.
So, did you know that Idris Elba made a song?
I knew he was a DJ. I didn't know he made an actual song now.
Yeah, it's like some.
Is it good or is it
hall.
just some? Oh, then I heard that. I heard the sounds.
He was rapping too.
Instrumental. Oh, you was rapping on it?
Yeah.
I don't like UK rappers. I don't like.
It wasn't. I didn't
London
like it,
rappers,
but
whatever.
people in the comments were like, "It's fire."
You keep on trying to convince me to like a London
No, I'm
rapper.
not. I said I didn't like the song, but people in the comments were saying that it was fire. But to me, I didn't.
They was saying throw that shit.
Until he started
in the fire.
It was okay, and then when he started rapping, that was when it lost me, because at first he was singing. I'm like, is this someone else's song, and is he just singing the word? Because the hook was straight, whatever. I don't know what he was saying, and then it sounded like some Jamaican music or something. I don't know, but then he started rapping. I'm like, oh no, this ain't it. I don't know. And I did take listen to SAS because I didn't say he was the best, but it was straight. But that shit that I just heard with Idris Elba, however you say his name, that wasn't it.
You know what? The only rapper
S Club
from a motherfucking Britain or some shit or Europe is Slick Rick, man.
Oh, he's from there.
Slick Rick the Ruler. What you mean? How you ain't know?
Listen,
Rick the Ruler.
But I ain't got enough to lend you. If that offend you, well, you then put 2 holes in your face. Got them looking like them.
See, and then
I
you
got
do the
utensils.
accent,
They
it
talk
makes
about
it worse. Like that's why we don't like it. That's the main reason. I can't get over that. It might as well be subtitles, and then don't use their slang. Jesus don't use their slang in a rap, because that just makes it even worse.
Sweet.
Raps on. Look, I'm gonna tell you. Raps do not sound their best in the Queen's English. It doesn't sound that great. It just doesn't. I don't want to hear no in Delu. I'll put your head in. Like, nah, no, you can't do that, bro. You gotta say how somebody from New York would say it. Because rap, you gotta rap the way that rap was made to rap.
He said, my shit is paid for.
You can't do that.
Rental is Mr. Intercontinental gold medalist, full felony. Now we could be a gentleman or get into some ghetto shit.
No,
I'm a pimp with hella hoes. I just take them home.
It's not hitting.
Kick them out so they
it's not hitting because
she better get cheddar like Velveeta. Sweet niggas up with the pound like El Nino.
It's not hitting because he lives in London town, so it's not hitting. It's just not hitting. Like he not from the grimy area. You know what I mean?
They was in the hood in the video. They were out there, and where it was at, it looked like, I don't know.
Bullets.
I mean, every country has bad areas.
Nah, I know they do. But now when you in London town, you be in London town.
S Club.
Nobody. I don't want to hear like yo, and I know I'm gonna get beat up for this. The only rappers with an accent I could really deal with, like as far as like battle rapping or whatever.
They got English battle rappers.
Yeah, they got all different ones. But the only ones that I could really deal with now, because Shoddy Horror was kind of thorough, is the Irish dude, because it's interesting, or Scottish.
Which one is he? Scottish and Irish?
African. Both of those sound similar, so either one is fine. And
African accents get on my nerves.
I was thinking African would be crazy for a battle rap, but you got to be able to understand it.
Like yeah, if they say, a headache.
I go to the store, but there's no store. So guess what? I brought the store. Oh, like they be doing that. And
what?
is interesting.
That just sounds crazy. I wouldn't.
You know what
I
I
don't
used
want
to
to
do?
hear
I
it.
used to do this stupid ass joke to people. I used to be like, I'm about to tell you this long ass story, yo. Oh my god, like, yo, you gotta hear this shit. So yesterday, I went to make a sandwich.
That's what people do when they call a job. They be calling and they be like, "So I got this letter. Okay, what did the letter say? What was on? Like, how can I help you? Like, you
I
told
fuck
me
people
that
up
you
though,
got a letter.
cause I be
Like,
like, that's it. But I be waiting mad long for them to say something, so they'll be like going for a minute, like, yo, I'm not interrupting you. What do you mean? Finish the story. I did. Made a sandwich. Or we be like, yo,
you
what the
play
fuck?
too much.
And then it was always something that people would do or kids would do. I know
Or
Uncle
people
Sonny
have answer machine
and
and be like, "Hello," and start act like they
oh
answer
yeah,
the
that was a
first
good
call.
one. That was one of my good ones.
I used to hate when people did. There was people that like that was a thing. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, take that junk off, cause
All
it would
right,
catch
I'd be
me.
like, okay, I'm not here right now, but leave me a message after you hear the beep. Beep. Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. That's not it. That's not it. Nah, but for real, what's up? What you calling for? Yeah, it's really me. Side gap. Leave a message. And then it really deep.
No,
oh,
you had. I remember when you had it, and it was like hello, and then you said,
I do different things. I do different things.
and that's what people
But I
do.
like
The
but
hello.
I like to annoy people. But then we used to have the shit where we used to play music from the radio
Yeah,
and have it in the
and
background.
like hit me, hit me when you can, and then or
And play this tape.
yeah.
And then you hear him pressing the button on the radio, on the stereo. See, we pressed buttons back in the day. It wasn't no fucking touch
I remember
touch
the
screens.
first touch
I'm
screen
not. I mean, I'm
that
not
I
hating.
had.
Like we love touch screens.
I remember the first touch screen that I had was called a Behold, and it was through T-Mobile. But it wasn't the whole phone was a touch screen. Like there was, well, actually no, the only button was like it was one button, that was I wasn't used to it because all the other phones before that you had to press the actual button, and I'm like, because that shit had fucked up, but then it wasn't. There was no button. I couldn't restart. I had to press the screen. Like I don't know, but I remember. But I loved that phone. It's called the Behold,
Mm.
and that was when I was at Job Corps.
Yo, there was a time when I used to think these giant PDAs were like the greatest things ever. I was so cheap
I used to want
to
one of
have
those,
one.
but I never
I
had
had one. I had two of them. I had the Palm, the Sony
the
not
Palm
Sony
Pilot.
the Sprint Palm, and then I didn't have a BlackBerry. I had this other shit, and then I had the smaller one, and it was another a more compact PDA. But I always wanted a sidekick. That's what I always
I
wanted.
wanted one.
Never
It was
had
a
a
lot of
sidekick.
stuff, and I seen people with Blackberries and other
Yeah.
stuff in school because I was in high school when they had that, and I'm like, I had a
The Palm was thorough.
Verizon.
Like I mean, in comparison to the phone we got right now, I mean they ain't shit. But
But at
the
the
Palm
time,
was so thorough at the time. Like take your stylings out. I was watching corn on my little screen, and I could expand it, and oh man,
oh, okay, expanded.
I could download movies on it, And this was in like oh 04, oh 05, between that period of time. So
Yeah, when I
it
was
was
in
pretty
high school.
advanced at that time with technology. And look how far we've come.
And
But
then the
they had
chocolate. Remember the chocolate?
the chocolate. Everybody liked the little chocolate. I had the white chocolate.
I didn't have that either. I just seen other people with it because that was when I was in high school. The phone I had when I was in high school, I had the
I
Virgin,
had all those
the
phones.
Virgin Mobile.
They all fucking was shitty though, man. They really was. Like it was just it was just like you just want. It's like an iPhone. You just wanted to have it. Like you know what I mean? Like those.
It was just the look
Those
of
phones,
it.
yeah, those phones were not great. Those phones. The chocolate was a piece of shit. It was just a really good MP3 player.
And it played music. That's what I was about to say.
That's it. I thought you remembered that. It was white. It was red. It was all white and it had the red buttons.
Yeah, I'm saying I never had one, but I seen people in school. But yeah, you probably had. I don't know. But
it was really small though. That was one of the convenient things about it. It was such a small phone. And then they had the other one, the Sprint one, where it's like a little calculator and you can open it and flip it like that. I had that one. But these were all Androids. I didn't get into the iPhone. I had about fucking 10 phones. I had 10 phones, but I had some good phones because I got the phones that was like the feature phones because I was just like everybody else at the time. Like I had to grow out of that shit. But I was just like everybody else. Oh, when the next thing comes out, well, I'm gonna have a better phone than these motherfuckers because I gotta show off.
I did have one.
When everybody else get this, I'm gonna get the chocolate because chocolate is the best phone. Chocolate is a piece of shit. Piece of shit. You could, cause they got the thing from the fucking from the iPad, so you could scroll around and move your music around. But that's all it was. It was just a little MP3 phone. It was a waste of
bread. Yeah, because I remember that was like the best feature that you could play music, like, or that's what they would advertise in the commercial. Like,
some phones were actually good because
I had a Windows.
The Palm OS, which is the one that I had, that was the black phone where it didn't look like anything, but then when you get close to the screen, then the screen came up and it had that little circle at the bottom that lit up. You know what I'm talking about? Let me show you.
Because I didn't have.
It was
I only seen them through other people until I started buying them myself.
This. Remember this phone?
That was like the Nokia.
This was the old
Sprint, and they turn it on the side and it got the key.
You open because this screen is all black, like it's just a black screen. This is a projection. So you slide that up, and this little thing right here, you use this to move around and scroll the stuff on the screen. Oh, it's like a computer. It's like a little mouse. Yeah, I like this phone. This phone's cool. This phone I got because yeah, you remember that. This phone was because one of my boys was talking to this this PDF file lady, and was able to finagle her into getting me the phone, and then I got it under my plan. But I had rigged the phone up so much, like whenever I got a phone, because I knew how to do certain technology stuff, I would go into my phone. What I guess they still call it not even jailbreaking, but you go into the factory resetting mode, and then you change it to you're able to control the operation settings. So when you get to that point, you can make all types of changes to the phone. You can change the screen, the way it looks, or whatever. So at the time, there was programs that we had where you could change it to be, I'm going to turn this into an iPhone, and I'm going to turn it. So it would make the screen look like the iPhone. So this was like at the time, this was like one of the most popular touchscreen phones. So I would change it to the iPhone setting, and then I could change it back to the other setting. The only problem I had was they used Opera. Like
That
Opera
was the
sucks.
operating system.
No, well, yes, it had Opera operating system, and it uses Safari,
Yeah, that's
but
like
it used
iPhone.
Opera internet.
Oh,
That
the
internet
browser.
was so trash.
I don't like, and that's why I didn't like iPhone too, because they use Safari. I mean, you could do Google,
And
but
I don't
like,
think they have Firefox yet.
I didn't really like Firefox either.
I mean,
Google is the
honestly,
best one.
it was a time where you wanted Firefox if you had if
Yeah,
Bing was
because
your choices or whatever it is, that
yeah,
you want Firefox. Like
yeah, because it was
Firefox is
better than.
trash. Yo. I mean, I'm sorry, the other shit is trash.
Yeah, it was better than that, but it
But
wasn't
I
the
love
best.
Chrome. I'm a big Google Chrome fan. I'm a big Android fan. Period. Android after I got my first Android and I was able to to go into the developer mode. I'm sorry. I was able to go into the developer mode and my Android phones, my life changed. Sprint kicked me off their plan. Um, like it
Because
was
you was
crazy.
changing the stuff.
I was able to go in because I had
No, I'm
unlimited.
saying, is that why they kicked you off? Because you went in there and was messing with
Right, yeah, yeah. Because they looked at the reflection of how much money they was spending. They was like, "Yo, we spending way too much. Like, how is he able to get signal when he in the mountains? Like, nobody gets signal over there because they was using Verizon towers. Verizon towers like never stopped. They was always in competition. And then the dude, our can you hear me now? That nigga, he jumped ship and went to Sprint like crazy. But now Sprint can hear you now. Like sometimes I be thinking about getting back on a plan, but I be like, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. Cause it be too much. Like they be like, I don't like getting bound like that. Like you know what I mean? Like I like to be able to leave if I want to leave, and I don't gotta worry about you still got this amount remaining with your credit with this, and get me out of here. I'm good. If I
Depends
stop
on if
if
you
I stop
finance the
paying my
phone.
bill, then that's
If
it.
you buy the phone and you're just paying the bill, then
Yeah,
you
that's what
can
I'm saying. I
call and
always
cancel.
feel like,
I'm
and
saying you can
a
be on
lot
a
of,
plan and buy the phone.
but I'm saying a lot of rich people they pay they lease everything. They don't pay everything outright.
I know, but I'm
And I be
saying
thinking like,
if you wanted to leave and you own the phone, you can just leave. You don't have, the only reason why they would try to, because you're leasing it. That's why. But if you buy it, you could get on a plan
but
and
yeah,
then
they
you could
plans be
cancel it
so
when you want.
expensive. So it's
No, they
like
have low ones. They have like $50 one. That's
that's
probably like
not
the
low.
lowest. That is when the other one is like $80, 100 and
Yeah,
up.
but 50 to me 50 don't seem low because I know there's something way lower than 50. So like it's like yo, if
And
somebody
they do
tell
have
me
other companies too that have cheaper plans,
you gonna
like
offer
Cricket
me
or
you gonna
something.
offer me filet mignon for $25, but you know what? I'll take it for 50. Why? Why would I do that? I'm getting the same thing that you got for cheaper. I don't argue with people about it, but people try to like downplay the service that I have because I found something that's more affordable. The only thing is with what I have is like it's more off the grid. Like it's no attachments. You know what I mean? You don't gotta worry about, it's not
And your
illegal.
monthly bill is cheaper, but because you paid for the phone outright. But for that part, you paid the
But
same amount
you
because you're
still
paying
would
the
be
phone
you
over
still would
time.
have to pay if you buy a phone and you get it turned on with whatever service, you still gonna have to pay something if you get it turned on with any service. I'm just saying you can choose what service you decide to turn it on with.
Yeah,
But if you can't afford the phone outright, but I'm just saying that doesn't make any
it
sense
don't
either
necessarily mean
because you
that
could
you can't
still buy a
afford it
phone for $100 and
because you
still have
can.
$20
But
a
you
month
probably
bill.
just don't want to spend that amount at one time on a phone.
Now, how much do you have to spend when you first get it? You don't have to spend anything, or you have to spend a little payment. Like, tell me a little bit about. Well, I know
Well,
how it was with before, but my plans was different. My plan was expensive, but like right now, like say for instance, somebody wanted the latest phone that just came out. Would I be able to get that phone for free and then be able to pay my bill?
mhm. if you already on, if you already,
I'm
they
not.
always
I'm a
give.
new. I'm a new.
So
I'm
yeah,
a
if you're
new.
new, then you gotta sign up. And there's probably I don't know. I haven't done that in a while because I was with AT&T
Okay.
since 2019. So every time when a new phone come out, they would be like, you can upgrade your phone, and it would just I
But
don't
I
know.
always think about it with
But I don't care about that. I only upgrade my phone if I need to if it stopped working. My phone that I got is old. There's mad phones that came out after that.
But
And
you
they
know
used to,
what? You know
but
what
because
there
I
is.
didn't care, as
They
long as I
have
had a
they
phone, it
have the
wasn't.
insurance that people have. Like you know what I mean. Like for me, I just rely on myself. Like I don't have insurance on
I
my
don't got
phone.
insurance neither.
You don't have insurance with your
No.
plan? Oh, okay. So
If
like
I
if something happens to your phone, they won't replace it.
but
Oh,
nothing. But that's the thing. By the time I would need to replace
so
it,
what's
if
the
that
point?
happened, then my phone would already be paid off because it wouldn't. It would by the time that happened and I couldn't use it anymore. I was able to get another. The upgrades had already been out, so I would just do that instead of saying buy. I I need to get a whole new phone. I could just upgrade it, and but then you got to send the other phone in. So I don't know. It probably. Well, no. If it's already
But then
paid off,
but
no, no,
but
no.
then the
If it's
up
already
but
paid
then the
off, then it's
upgrade
mine.
but then the
So
upgrade means what? You have to start paying for that, right? The
yeah, but
upgrade.
it wouldn't be like they would add it to your
Yeah,
bill.
yeah, and then you gotta pay whatever you gotta pay a month until you pay that off.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like I don't know, like I I think very sensible, especially with tech. Tech will get to a point where it will become obsolete and certain programs won't function the same. You'll have to do upgrades. You won't have the capacity to hold all of the upgrades and all the functionalities that you have to have on the phone because it's outdated. Um, that version won't be able to upgrade to the latest firmware at some point and all that, right?
Yeah, but that takes
So,
time because,
but hold
like
on,
I
but
said,
hold
I
on.
don't just be
No, but
upgrading
hold
it
on.
right away.
Let me get to my point. So all of these things are going to happen with technology. So for me, the only practical sense is to find a reliable version of something or a reliable model because there's different models, there's different type of phones. You're not going to really find the perfect phone. You're going to keep wanting and wanting and wanting because they always make the next best one. This one can answer and while you sleep and it'll talk for you and AI, like you know what I mean, there's always gonna be some new catch. But what I'm saying is if I have a phone that works for me personally, if I have a phone that works, I don't have to upgrade it. If it breaks, then I'll just get it fixed. I'd rather do that than buy another phone for $1,000 or have to commit to another phone that costs $1,000 and have to pay over time with interest, meaning that it costs way more than me just buying it outright because I'm paying the interest on it as well. But I'm gonna pay it over time.
But you know,
Why
when
pay that
something
hundred
that is
dollar
old
bill
is
every
broke,
month?
it costs more money to fix it when something old and broke, and they do that and they
If
tell
I
you that. I
realize
know
that my phone is like too
you've
like
not even just a phone. I know you had something before with that broke, and then when you went there, people told you it's gonna cost more for me to fix this than it would be if you just bought a whole nother thing. Nobody never said that to you before.
for
Yeah.
electronics, yeah, things are gonna break, but
So that's why
things are
it
gonna
wouldn't
break.
be worth it
Things can be
to
fixed,
just get a new phone
but with
instead.
phones
Because you still gonna
specifically,
spend a lot of
you're
money.
gonna need a phone. I could get a phone for $100 that does everything that all the other phones do. The problem is me finding time to just be like, I mean, $100 comes and goes, and I find myself spending on things, and then I'll be like, damn, I couldn't spend that on this, but then I've got to think of the usages for what I need. I could definitely use another phone, but then getting it turned on and all of that. But I can get a phone for like 100. The problem is, I'm like everybody else. I want a particular phone. I want the triple fold. That's the next Android that I want. In particular for mobile gaming, probably, and probably having it for another device for storage space, for other projects that I might be interested in doing. And I have another phone. So everything's not going to one phone. And I have this other phone as an additional number. And also I can add my PayPal account to that number because PayPal is getting on my damn nerve. I mean, not PayPal, Cash App's getting on my damn nerve.
Yeah, so, but for me, it's only when the phone stop working because I don't care about that. I just want a phone to talk on, and it would be a waste of time trying to get or cost be too expensive to pay to get it fixed. And when it's already fucked up, and something else probably gonna happen again anyway because it's 10 years old or whatever. So when it breaks,
It is
you gotta just
convenient
get.
if you're on a plan and you're already doing that they'll give you the upgrades. You know what I mean? They just give you the
But that's the only time I do it. Like before this one, my phone I dropped it. I wasn't even on the plan. Matter of fact, I was on just paying $50 a month, and there was no contract. Like if I don't pay it, that's it. I can pay it when I want to and put it back on or whatever. But my phone dropped when I was in Best Buy, the last drop, and then it was fucked up. The screen was black. People was calling, and I couldn't see it. And I was in Best Buy. So I was like, I need another phone. So then I just got a phone. It had AT&T there in Best Buy. Like you could get a plan with them. So I just signed up, and that was in 2019, and or maybe 2020. I don't know, but I got that. I think it was 2019 because I was in there getting a TV for my apartment where I was living before, and that's what happened. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even been in a contract, but I stayed with them. So, and then the last phone, then I did upgrade again to this one, with because the other phone was still working, but the buttons was fucked up. Like the buttons was missing on the side, like it had came out, and I had it because I would stick it back in, but I lost it. So it was like, and the screen was all cracked up and stuff. It was acting super, like it still worked, but it would be freezing and it was messed up. So I just, but I already paid for that phone. It paid off. So then I just upgraded to that. And this is like, that was the S9. This is the S22. So think about it. S9 to S22. You know how many came before that? So I don't care about that. I could have been upgraded, but I didn't care. And this is the S22. I don't know what they got now because it's been a few years. So I just, because in the S22 wasn't even the newest phone either. I don't think that was the newest one at the time. It was newer than the one that I had, but there were still other phones out that was um more advanced or whatever. So I don't care about that. I just want something to talk on. And no one had to, if it break, wait to get it fixed. And then that's another thing. You gotta wait to get it fixed. They're probably not gonna be able to fix it right now. So then you're gonna be without a phone until they do that. Like it's just easier. But I don't care about that. People is be saying dumb stuff. All the phones be expensive. iPhone and an Android be expensive. It's like a $200 difference. Still mad money to be paying for a fucking phone when you really think about it. And then they uh they be like, because if you get the newest one of each, they're like $200 apart. Like yeah, one costs more, but people don't be knowing how to use phone and stuff like that. If you got an iPhone and you want to do certain stuff, if you don't know how to do it or whatever, like it just, you gotta get iTunes. If you want music for free, if you don't know how to do it, then you don't have to do that on the Android. Like it's just better. It's more convenient. I mean, I know how to do it. I'm not streaming no music. I don't pay for no music. I be downloading songs off of YouTube. Like I'm not.
It's user friendly, but you also have to understand that iPhone users it's a demographic. So it's a little bit different. Like you saying like it's easier on Android, and I understand the argument because I enjoy an Android more than I enjoy an iPhone, believe it or not. However,
Yeah, that's what
I
I got.
like
I
the
don't
way that
care
my
what's in
phone
fashion.
looked. I like the style of the phone. I just like how it's built.
Because people
But
always
I
be saying that,
prefer
like, oh, you need to get an
the
iPhone.
Android's
No.
capability because the Android to me is exactly like a computer. Maybe to uh not an iPad user. Oh yeah, an iPad user. Maybe to an iPad user, maybe it's easier. I'm not familiar with iMacs or anything. I'm not good with a Mac, but I'm really good with any other desktop. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's like to me, I'm sure I could figure it out, but to me it's like Greek, like using the Mac. And I've been in the studio several times. I've used Pro Tools on the Mac, and I just I just couldn't deal with the Mac. Like I prefer the
It's like you could do stuff, but
yeah.
they make it more difficult. They put more barriers up,
Yeah,
so you
like
gotta
like the
figure out.
keys, like the keys is different. Like you press Alt Control Delete to do certain things on Windows.
But you could
You
change.
don't you don't do it like that on the Mac.
But
On
you,
the Mac, you like press a different button or you go to a different thing. Or like it's like a
but you
whole
could
different.
change
It's
the
like an
buttons.
alien. You could yes, you could
But that's
change
for if you know
you could
how to
change the
do it.
interface,
So that's
but
what
you
I'm saying.
gotta know how to change the interface on a Mac computer, which
Yeah, and
I
it's
don't think is
different
like.
than.
It sounds. I guess it. Yeah, I guess I'm overcomplicating it because yeah, I guess I could change it to. Well, why would I want to do that? Like I want
Why
to
they
be.
give you the option?
I want to. Well, I don't know if that is an option, but I'm sure it's a way to do it.
Yeah, you. But some stuff you can like go to the side and they make, but sometimes they might put a block and you gotta do something else. Just like on
That
the,
sounds like
just
a
like
customization because
just
I
like
don't think
on
a Mac would have a built-in you can change to Windows mode. Like I don't
not
know.
necessarily Windows mode, but if you want a button, I'm talking about just changing the buttons. Like if you're saying
Oh,
this
changing the
button
button.
does
Oh yeah,
this
all computers
on
do
the,
that, but you
yeah.
got to know how to do it on the Mac. Is what I'm saying. I don't know how to do it on the Mac,
Yeah, probably.
but
But
it's
just like on a
like
Fire
stick
Stick,
keys. Like when you hold the shift button down, stick keys come up. Read what that says. Like that's how you do all that. You
yeah.
can change this button to this button, this button to this button, this button to this button. And I think they did that by accident because I think the two is mixed up with the semi the apostrophe. So you got to press the shift apostrophe for the app for app instead of the number two. Which is some wild shit. I don't know how that happened, but I be saying I'm gonna
Just like
fix it, but I be like, fuck it, it's
just
kind of
like
cool.
Fire Stick, they changed on the updated one. They changed how you get to developer option. That shit is hidden. You gotta press before the option was automatically there. Now you gotta press the middle button 4 times or something, and then the shit pops up because they try and stop people from doing stuff. Then you gotta go there, turn the thing on for permission to get. Then when you go into the app you want to download, you gotta go to the settings and adjust it and do all this stuff. Like it's ridiculous. You might as well just leave it open because people is not paying for shit. I mean, there are some people that will pay. Those the iPhone users. They don't mind paying for music. I'm not. So, but for the people that don't want to, they gonna find a way. So you might as well give it up. Stop trying to block that shit. We've been jailbreaking the Fire Stick since they came out. And people helping us, the YouTubers, they be coming through with the update, with the updates for the Cody. They be like, I have this new build. this is how you want to get to it. So, cause that's what I do. Go right to that trusty YouTube and go to the page, and cause all I know what to do, I just need to find the link, the new link, and then go to add source, install from zip file, and that's it. But that shit do be aggravating. Be like, I rather just. I see why people pay because sometimes I'll be on there. I'll be like, fuck that, I'm about to just buy this episode or something. This shit ain't playing, or I'm about to pay for it streaming, whatever. But it do be adding up because now they done changed all the prices for all the streaming shit. They used to be cheaper. Now Netflix, if you got somebody else using your account, they try to charge you for a separate. You gotta pay an additional fee if they catch you somebody else watching it, and they could tell if you logged in another town or something, and you logged in at your house and be like, who's using this? Somebody about to get logged out, or you had to pay for this. Pay $15 to add somebody on because we know somebody else watching it and you're not getting away with this. Then they got on Hulu. Hulu just to be just a regular subscription, just one flat fee. Now you gotta pay extra for every channel that you want to watch. Like it's or get a package. If that's the case, niggas might as well get cable again. That don't make no sense. I'm not fucking paying for all that shit. I might have like one like Amazon, and then I'm about to watch Kodi or one of these other free streaming shit for the rest of the stuff that ain't on Amazon because or if it's a show that ain't playing, I'll pay a couple dollars to watch the episode. It's just a one time fee, and it's only a couple. If it's more than that, then I guess I won't be watching it. I'm not about to pay no 24. And there sometimes be some shit, some low budget ass movie. It might be a decent movie, but it's like I don't even know none of these people in this shit or whatever. And you talk about I gotta pay $15. I'm not paying for that shit. Or a movie just came out, cost more than it cost to go see it in the theater. I know you fucking lying. Not paying. It's not about that you don't got it, but that shit be adding up.
I ain't gonna hold you. When Halloween came out, I paid for it.
Yeah.
Certain things I was like, I just wanted to do it, but like I'm not gonna pay for like
I be renting stuff or
Fred
paying for episodes.
Friday night with cheap. Freddie. What's that?
Friday night, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, fuck no. I'm not paying for that. to watch that shit. But like certain things, like something that I know is a blockbuster, like because it just means for me, like, because I like to go to the movie theater, so it just means a movie night for me. I go to Go Puff and I order me some popcorn and some raisinets or something, and you know what I mean, Olipop.
It's a full experience.
Oh yeah.
I do be buying shows sometime because this show that I watch called Sisters by Tyler Perry. The Word Sisters is a new show. I only got one season, but it's a show called just Sisters, and um, it don't be having the new episodes out. Like it only has the last season. It don't be like when they put it out, it be after that season already ended, and I be wanting to watch it when it comes. So I'll be watching it on Kodi, but then sometimes the episodes don't play or whatever. Or if you wait too long, they be taking them down or something. I don't know. The link don't be working no more or something. So then but the episode be like $2.99. So that ain't nothing. I just because I be wanting to see it. I don't be wanting to wait for it to. But Tyler Perry crazy. While he was at Cardi B concert too. They were showing. She posted pictures of everybody, all the celebrities. That showed Ti and Tiny was there. She brought. Why she brought? What's that guy with the Shamar?
Oh, shaped like a number 5.
He, she, She brought him out and he performed his song. And Summer Walker and T.I. performed. Because, you know, they be bringing people, having other artists at their shows and stuff. So she had people come out and perform their stuff. When she was on the stage, I don't know what the fuck she had on. It looked like she was in a spaceship or something. But, or she was like a robot. Like, she had like a leotard or something, like a Bora bustier or something. And then it was just that. It was nothing, but it was all shiny and like, I don't know, look futuristic looking or robotish. Like, she really brushed Shamara. I mean, I guess that's nice. She helping him get some money because he do got music out. And he was doing that dance. He had his shirt off. He didn't stop with that. That shit be looking crazy. That's not right. But it's this show. It's this movie called. It's about this girl and she got cerebral palsy, but she could walk. She could still walk. She got crutches, and she's alright. But besides that, she got crutches. Because you know it's different levels. Some people never walk or they can't talk, or but it's just she needs crutches. And the kids was being mean to her ever since she was little. And I don't know, it was some preview that I seen on Instagram. That I try to find it, and that's I can't find it. Went play on Cody, and it was on Amazon, but I'm not paying for that shit. So guess I won't be watching it. It was like a drama though, like she was bullying me, and then or no, it was like kind of like a horror or something. I don't know, or like a thriller, because like the people that would do stuff to her, then something would happen to them or whatever. Like, or that would be picking on her or whatever. Like something would happen to them. That's why I wonder. I'm like, this is interesting. But I ain't paying for, because like I said, I don't even know these people that's in it. But I mean, that don't mean they can't be a good movie. Because there are movies with people they know how to act. But and Tay Diggs is on this. They have this app where you can like watch movies, but it's a mobile app only, and like they have like little shorts. So he has like a 45 episode thing, and the videos are like two 3 minutes each or whatever. And this girl, she went to go stay with her father friend to get herself together. Her father, she's grown though. She's like an adult. She's over 18, and and it's her father best friend. But he used to be is Tay Diggs. What? He used to be a R&B singer back in the day or whatever. So the daughter got a crush on her father's friend. So when she go in there to go stay with him, supposed to be getting her life together, like she gonna be flirting with him and stuff. And he's like, "What are you doing? I'm your father best friend." Like, cause she like being fresh and like throwing it at him basically. But it's it's a short series on this mobile app. Like Tay Diggs, he must be down bad if you're doing these little. I don't know. He was on All American, but then he got killed or he died. He was sick. I don't know. I forgot. That was a movie, that show about the football player, his coach, and Tay Diggs played the coach. But it was still on after he died for like another season. I don't know if I finished it or not. It started dragging after a while. It was too dramatic. When these shows go off for too long, they be running out of shit to do. And you can tell because it just be like, what the fuck?
Some shows got a really good long storyline. Like, I don't know, like 24 just never got old. Like, you wanted 24 to have maybe 12 more seasons. Like, you just.
Yeah,
it
some
was just
stuff
good
you
like
don't be
that.
wanting it to end. The good ones, like
Like, look at Dexter.
Shameless.
Every spinoff was successful.
Shameless was good. I wish.
Same thing with Game of Thrones. You're not in that culture, but every spinoff was successful.
But they said the daughter left because Fiona left because they wasn't paying her
You talking
enough.
about Shameless?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Do they have a?
She was
Do they have a
comparing it
spinoff?
to the guy. No,
How
because
many seasons
I feel
is
like
that?
it left.
9 or 10?
I don't know. I feel like it ended after her. Like they had a. I
I think
think
they
they
had
did.
like 9 seasons.
Yeah, they had another season after her, but it wasn't the same. Like, she was
And
an
then
important
and then
character.
Frank passed, and
Did
that was it. After he passed, that was it. Cause she came back, but after
Yeah,
he
but she
passed, that
wasn't
was it.
like she was only on a few episodes. She
It was
wasn't.
still, yeah. What I'm saying, it was still. I mean,
Yeah, I
I wasn't
liked
a
it.
part of that, but it ended after because he was the main thing. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
everybody liked her, but she was doing movies and shit. But she
William.
came
What is his
back.
name? William H.
And
Macy.
then the son, that dude is in mad movies. He's in everything.
The gay one. Yeah.
No, not that one. He is too, but the
Ooh,
other
Lip.
one, Liv, he's in everything, man.
Yeah, I see
I
him.
see him in
He
like
was on.
almost every big movie that's been coming out lately. I've been seeing him in it.
He was on a TV show. I never watched it, but I was seeing the preview on FX called Beer, and he like worked in like
Yeah, he's like a cook, a
a
chef or
restaurant.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and there was something else that I seen him in, but I don't. I
The
never
other
watched it.
one, the other one that you see
But
talking
he
about,
been in a lot. He
he's
played the Joker, didn't
yeah, he was playing a Joker in Gotham, the series Gotham. But I seen him in a few movies,
he? Yeah, he's.
special appearances.
But he was in stuff before that, and I knew he looked. I be seeing people look familiar, like, and then but I don't be knowing where I seen what I seen them in, or whatever. But I ain't see the little brother, the hip hop. What was his name? The bad one. He always be getting in
Yeah,
trouble.
Carl. No,
Mhm.
Carl.
Mhm. Carl or the sister.
Funny.
I ain't see her. The younger sister. I ain't see her.
And it's a Carl from Walking Dead. You don't know about that.
I wonder what happened to the other cast members.
Obafemi.
And Liam, the little boy, the little black son. Somehow that's his son, and he's all black, and what other kids is by the same parents. Cause they took a DNA test. They said it was really his son. But they said that can happen. Like if you have any in your bloodline, family line, that's possible, but it's rare. But it was just funny because all them other kids was pure white, and then he just like straight. He looked like he was adopted because it was wrong. And I think the dad said he looks just like me or something. That show was so funny. The UK one looked corny. I it had came on one time when I was watching it because you know they be playing games when you click on a link. Sometime they be putting a different shit up there. like what Anthony was saying the other day. Like, so the UK one came on, even though that's not what I clicked on. And I was like, what the heck is this? And I watched it for a few seconds, and I'm like, this is corny. But that's not what I was trying to watch anyway. I turned it off and found the right one. So, and that girl, the black girl, she played and stuff. Her friend that had the white boyfriend. And they were neighbors or something. V. Veronica. They were some freaks. Her husband or her boyfriend, whatever they were. It was a good show. They didn't make a black show like that. Well, I guess have. I guess they have, cause they always be like, oh, they don't have no white shows. That's just, well, there you go. That's like the equivalent of what is that? What is that show with JJ? Yeah, it's like a white version. Well, I don't know, but they wasn't. They was more dysfunctional. I'm trying to think. I don't know, because even though they was poor, they wasn't acting like that. These people was crazy or shameless. They would be fighting each other and shit, fist fighting and wilding out. The parents wasn't on drugs, and that's why I guess that's a bad example. I'm trying to think, is there? They always make us poor, but at least I think they would still be a happy family. It was like they was happy to be that way. Like they didn't want more. Ain't we lucky we got them? I thought they said hanging in a jury until I see, cause then they do that on Dave Chappelle. I didn't know what they were saying, cause mom would be watching that sometimes. But that was when I was older though, and
correct.
Yeah, they had that like Jeopardy.
Also correct.
Finish this.
Somehow also correct.
Finish this good time lyric. That's what it was. But yeah, the game show. Dave Chappelle, man, you need to do that again. Come back. When they had the band Dylon spit hot fire. You know that accent was fake too. They be making him they do be doing that. Just like they said about Michael Jackson.
These performers, they really, I mean, well,
they told them
be
to do that.
It be the people that,
Because he said when he met Wyclef John, like it was the same thing too. They was having him. That was because Dylon said they told him we already got somebody from New York. Because I don't know who else.
So you almost won't make it.
No, they said so. You need to change your, be the Jamaican, so that could be your thing because we already have somebody from New York. So put on your accent and be that. So that's why he started talking like that.
So he got it talking patois the whole time.
I mean, he wasn't. He was speaking English, but he just put the accent on. But he didn't really have no accent. When he did, I watched. He did an interview a few months ago, and he was talking regular, and that's what he was saying. He was talking about it, and then he was like, he was going through a tough time or whatever. He was like, Dave Chappelle, I'm sure he made a lot. He was like, I used to watch him. I'm sure he made a lot of money off of doing that. He was like, but he ain't never say, "Hey, Dylan, do you?" I don't know what he said. I don't know something like he felt some type of way. He was like, because you should have, because the rest of them was up there, but I don't know why he. I don't think. I don't know. Cause yeah, the other Sarah, Babs, and Chopper, and all the rest of them, Freddie and but Dylan wasn't up there. Dylan. He felt like he could have gave him some more support because you was using him on your show or something.
Dylan,
Yeah,
he was cool.
I liked his part on. He wasn't even on the album like that. He was on a couple of songs, but I like his part on Tonight. I like that whole song. And whatever the other song, he just would be bullshitting. He was. That's why he wouldn't be there to go to record and shit. And something had happened because I used to watch the show. Something happened, and it was like that's why he wasn't on a lot of the songs because there was like issues going on. Like he wasn't following directions or disappearing or whatever. Um, and then didn't kick him out the group. They only made one album anyway. Though. That shit was good to me though. He be finding some talent, but I wish they would have did another one because all the groups when he did making a band. The band, Danity Kane, Day 26, Danity Kane and Day 26 still be well. Danity Kane is broken up, but um, but they had like I think they had like 3 albums, and Day 26 had had a couple or two or three. I don't know, but they're still together. But I don't think they're not under him anymore, obviously. But they be doing shows now. Day 26, and I like them. They have some good songs. You know how to find talent. Now Donnie, he had took him out of Day 26. He was supposed to be a solo artist, the white guy, and he made an album. But I didn't even know he made an album until just recently, and that was like after the show
He
was
made his
over.
own project.
Yeah, because he was in the group, but he was like he would be better off as a solo artist. But he only made one album. And I didn't even know that they didn't even push it because I ain't hear nothing about. I know he said that was supposed to happen on the show, but after that, I didn't hear nothing else about him. And I was wondering how I seen something pop up on I think say what happened to Donnie from Day 26, and then he made an album, but that shit flopped. Like I said, I didn't even know that he did. But Day 26, they got fans. Danny Kane was good too. I wish they would get back together, but now they probably don't fuck with each other since they split up. Especially the ones that
Since
just
the
going
whole Diddy
along with
case.
Diddy, yeah, and then because there's ones that speaking out like Dawn and Aubrey and saying stuff, and the other ones are quiet. Everybody else is like D Woods and um. Other.
Let's end with this topic. I got one more topic. When should you stop ignoring red flags? That's the runner. When should you stop ignoring red flags? I know it sounds crazy, but just think about it for a second.
So a red flag is just something. It doesn't have to be nothing that's deadly or detrimental. Just something that you don't like, that you recognize and you wouldn't want to deal with. So there are gonna be things that you have to deal with regardless. I don't know what you talk about romantically, or that's what you're saying romantically,
No.
or in general. Okay,
Just
so
general,
there's like yeah,
anything.
there's things that
A red
people.
flag is something that can be dangerous,
Well, it can be, or
right?
some people view it's just something that you don't want to deal with. So there's levels to it. Like, yeah, it's like if you're there's like if in a relationship you want certain things. So if somebody doing something that doesn't fit into that, then you're gonna have an issue with it. But it may not be that they're going upside your head. It could be something small to someone else, but it's a red flag to you. So red flag are subjective. So what I'm saying is if it's something severe, then you should never ignore it, but so it depends on what's the level of red flag that it is.
So let's just say it's severe.
Then you should. That's the answer. You should
You should never ignore it if it's severe.
Yeah.
So let's just say you've already endured a capacity of something.
Then you should stop.
Because the question is, when should you stop ignoring it? Meaning you've
If you
already
want to
ignored it.
keep ignoring it, and then when you had enough, then that's when you stop. There's no that depends on the person. Can't give you a specific time frame.
Right.
You shouldn't have been ignoring it from the beginning.
So the answer would be never.
Yes, that's my answer.
Okay. And I would agree with that. I think you should never
But people don't do that.
ignore red flags. But if you've been ignoring the red flags, stop ignoring them now. So I would say now, immediately.
Or set boundaries if you haven't already.
Identify
But
them
that's the
as
first.
red flags. These are things that are causing you issues or making you think about something in a negative way. I think in any capacity, you should immediately evaluate these red flags because they're a red flag for a reason. This is something that needs to be either discussed transparently or you need to walk away from it because this is a red flag. This
Yeah,
is
that's what I
a
said.
negative thing.
You need to
So
set
no matter
boundaries.
what, it needs to be a consultation at least, at the very least, right? And then what you probably should do is probably reevaluate if you even need to endure this situation because maybe it is something that's not something that needs immediate attention. Maybe it's just a red flag. Oh, the guy leaves the toilet seat up. Something stupid, right? But that may be a thing. But then you shouldn't ignore that either because if that's something that you don't like,
Or if you
that's
wet
something
the
that
seat
can, yeah,
and you
wet the
sit
seat,
on it
wet the
not
seat,
knowing
right? And if you feel like this guy is the guy, the problem with you ignoring it and just thinking he'll stop is that you expect somebody to do something that they don't know. Maybe he's a fucking slob and he needs to learn. It's not your job to teach him, but I think that if that's something that's wrong, again, the immediate thing would be if you feel like you can't deal with it and you don't want to discuss it with him, then do the other thing, which is remove yourself from the situation. All right, he pisses on the seat. I'm not gonna talk to him about it. I'm just gonna leave. Don't expect him to change it because you're not gonna have a discussion with him about it. So just fucking move on, or deal with a pissy seat. And then those are really your options. But if it's a red flag, why deal with the pissy seat? Why not say, hey, I don't like this pissy seat shit. Can you wipe the fucking seat? You know what I mean? Like, come on. And he might feel some type of way, but he'll at least appreciate that. Wow, she didn't just leave. She must like me. Oh, but women will be like, I'm not gonna raise no man. I'm not gonna. If the nigga is enough to some capacity, then I would say work with him if you can. But if it's a red flag, you should stop ignoring it now. because that's something that you could recognize with the person that you might want to think about a future with. That doesn't mean that it's immediate dismissal, like, okay, you out of here. Nah, it could just be like, yo, let me tell you something.
I think that when you first meet someone, you should have an initial conversation and set your boundaries and what you will and you won't tolerate. Your what do you call them? Your non-negotiables or whatever. And then if they do, once you agree on that, and then things happen and they begin to cross those boundaries or go doing things that you discussed that were not okay, then you need to enforce those boundaries. And yeah, you need to have a conversation. But then if you have a conversation and it's still not depending on, that's why I said some stuff that a person would call a red flag. Some people is dramatic, and it would not be that big of a deal. It's just you don't want to deal with it, but it's not gonna kill you, and it's not an intentional thing. It's not nothing that's messing with your well being. It's really not. It may not be worth mentioning. I mean, you could say it like, "Oh, hey, whatever," but you don't have to make a big deal out of it. Then there's some stuff where it's like, okay, it's still not gonna kill me, but it's something that could be a problem going forward. So we do need to address it. You just need to figure out for you what's worth having a conversation. Because some stuff is like, it's no, like, just, even if it happened, just wipe up the seat. Like, yeah, you could say it after, like, I'm just wipe the seat, but let them know, like, you don't really wet the seat. Like, they probably didn't mean, well, I would hope they didn't just stand there and do it on purpose. Maybe they were drunk. I don't know. Or it was wild spraying.
Let me see if I can spell my name. Stupid shit, bro. I think I don't know what it could be. It could be all those things you just named, but I still think that if it did happen, I think the understanding part of it is not to get grossed out by things that the opposite gender does in some situations, but just to understand that they are human. We're both human, but we are a little different in the way we carry ourselves. So, and which is crazy because the ladies' room is always kind of worse than the men's bathroom when you go in there, and that's probably because some guys probably wipe the seat if they, they make a mess, or they probably don't, or they just use the urinals and they only use the toilets to take a number two. You know what I mean?
Because that's what it's supposed to be. You in the men's bathroom. You're not
no, but
supposed
sometimes people be in the stall.
Yeah, because they don't want to be. But I'm saying,
I mean, it's a toilet, just like in your bathroom, whatever. It's the same thing. They just go in there sometimes.
because they don't, because
If
they
the
want
if the
privacy,
urinal's not,
or if it's full.
not that. Sometimes it be packed in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Sometimes it be mad guys using the bathroom. So then when you go in there, then you gotta go into the stall, because if you gotta go to the bathroom, you're not just going in there to do makeup and stuff. Like, we go in there, we use the bathroom, and get the fuck out. Like, that's what we go in there for. Like, we don't go in there to congregate. We're like, girl, you see that? Like, yeah, like, we don't do that, yo. Like that's
Girl,
like
that
I see what goes on. Like, I'm no per, but I see what goes on in the women's bathroom, and it's
people
like,
be doing that. They'll be like, "Come with me to the bathroom," but I'll be like, "You
but they
can't
be
go
in there
by."
talking and shit, hanging
That's what I'm
out.
saying. I like,
The bathroom
you don't
stink,
need to.
and the woman bathroom gotta stink. It's gotta stink.
Like, I could go
And I'm like, why
by
you want to go
myself.
hang out in there? Like,
That's what
hell.
like people
But
would
back
be
in the
like, "Come
'80s,
with me."
I gotta go powder my nose,
Yep,
and they really be getting some
and they really
candy,
will
some nose
powder.
candy.
Yep,
And some of them do be doing their makeup. They go in there, they do their makeup, and come back out,
fix their lips.
do their
I don't
makeup a
wear
little
makeup.
bit, come back out.
I might put a little lip gloss.
That gonna be crazy. That's crazy. Like, you be eating, and then you just, oh, I'm about to go powder my nose, and come back, nigga. Like, eat your fucking food. That shit gonna be cold. Nigga, you powder in your nose and shit. We about to leave in a few minutes. The fuck?
I don't understand.
You gotta powder my hands.
They act like they going to a fashion show.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
You already got a pound of it on. And why your nose messed up? What you got food on your nose? Like how you? Why you gotta do it again?
Crazy. He about to come out with a diss track. Little shit. Little tip.
Little who?
Little tip.
Oh, King. King, get it together, boy.
It's all good, man. It's all good. You win some, you lose some.
But you live. You live to fight another day.
That's right.
You better get out the car when the cops tell you when you're not. You might.
He learned today. Or whenever this happened.
He ain't learned because he just gonna get in trouble again.
Let's pray for him.
That don't work.
I don't want him to get in trouble.
Faith without works is dead. That's what they say. You can't just say a prayer if he's still being a knucklehead. Gotta do the work, King. You want your son to be a YN like you. He looks just like you already. He be just talking to him like you one of the homies. I be seeing clips on my timeline. He took him to the zoo, and he was running around. He was like, walk that way. Why get to going over there? He's so country. He sounds like Tiny. Sounds just like her. That's what that baby look like. It look like Tiny. He had Nelly up there. Look at all them kids. They got too many kids. That's when they were young.
And what we need.
His first birthday, so that was 5 months ago. So he about to be 2. Ooh. Two hops. Slide to the right.
Yo, man, free King.
He already out. He just gotta go to court. And Damani said you couldn't stay out of jail for a week because they made an agreement. He can come on tour with him if he stay out of trouble. And that's what he said. He was like, so I gotta stick with what I said. You can't come. He was like, I'm out though. He was like, no, but you was already there. I gotta stay to my word.
Broke your heart, man. That broke his heart.
Well, then, yeah. So he needs to get
You better
himself to
shape
this.
up.
My mind is stuck on you. Mm-hmm. You better understand. You are the one that honey. I don't got. I'm trying to find a big picture. I mean, a picture of him now. They only showing baby pictures. He bigger than that now. He can walk. He just be having his hair all over the place, just like that.
Oh, that's his son? Haters gonna say his way out.
He be posting stuff. And they were at the zoo and he was walking. Look at that hair. That's ears holding. You got a nephew and you like 5. I don't even know how old she is. 7. He bad already. Look at it. What is you doing? You trying to jump out the window? And he be yelling at him. Not yelling, but hey,
Get down. Don't do it like that.
he don't listen to
Get
him.
down. Don't do it like that.
He about to jump.
Oh, now you up, huh? Now you up, huh?
Can you help me feed Julie at the house? Put on her hand.
That's awesome. It's awesome that he there for his son.
So he need to stop getting in trouble.
Stop getting arrested. Come on, man. Let this let this be the end of that, man. You got a beautiful child, man. Take care of your child. Do the right thing. Don't be a scumbag. Don't mess with the Harris name, man.
All right, y'all. Today I'm doing my twist on the childhood classic.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post our go live. I'm La Hefa.
And I'm SmileyJizzle.
And we're going to make some cheddar bay biscuits.
Ooh.